Welcome back to the Roblox Battlebot Championship Series. Today we have an RBCS rookie taking on a team captain. On the left of your screen, that's Storm, driven by Storm 4, representing Demonic Robotics. And on your right, November Rain, the team captain of the Round Table Clan, driven by Man. We have an exciting fight ahead of us here today. As there's the bell, we are off a horizontal facing off against what I like to call a ZuggyBot. I say that because that's how I build all of my BattleBots. I put 5 weapons on there in case one fails, and they're going at it pretty good here to start. Neither side shying away. I kind of thought there might be a feeling out process with two bots of different type of weapon types, but they are just kind of going at each other right now, just trying to get this fight over as quickly as possible before the 30 seconds come up, which, by the way, in 5 seconds, ring-outs will be allowed. In this league, after 30 seconds, you can knock the other bot out of the arena or into that box you see on the left side of your screen right there. As Man goes up, and he's on the arena roof. Is he going to go out? And he falls back in. That was incredible. I've never seen that before in RBCS. Our first season with an official roof, and someone's bouncing off the top of it and falls back in. And Man is able to drive his bot back in. November Rain's still in one piece, and he's able to continue the fight as he's bullying Storm into the corner here. And Storm's going to have to get out of there, and he does exactly that. But he's going back in for more hits. He does not care as he's bouncing around now. Wow, that was a lot of action. Let's see if they keep doing it here. He's almost in the box, off the edge of the box, and he's back on the arena floor. There have been a lot of close calls here so far, as there goes a piece of the weapon, and I think that was the main weapon of Storm. Oh no, his main weapon is gone. He's just resorting to those hammers that have drills on them. Which, by the way, I may or may not have told him to build a bot like that for RBCS. You know, I do talk to the competitors, even though I am just an announcer and tournament hoster. I told them to put those on there. They're not being super effective so far, but, you know, hey, I never said they were going to be good. I just said put them on there. But now the fight's kind of slowed down a little bit. Both of the bots kind of feeling each other out. Aiden's just slapping November Rain with those hammers on there. So his bot, I mean, it's surviving surprisingly well against a bot this highly ranked. But those hammers are going to need to start doing some damage if he wants to have a chance to drive his bot to success. As November Rain comes back in, trying to deliver another blow, doing no damage, and I think he may be out of cutters on his BattleBot as he goes flying into the wall across the arena floor with less than a minute left to go here in regulation. Well, there is no overtime. It'll just be the end of the match. But if this goes down 2-0 seconds, we'll go to a judge's decision. But right now, it looks like November Rain just did not want that to happen as he's trying to bully Storm's bot into the corner. And right now, they're fighting near that ballasting spinner. They're going to want to get away from that, as that could send them out of the arena with 30 seconds left here in the match. And I think I've picked up on what November Rain's doing. He doesn't have any cutters left from the looks of it, but he's trying to rack up those aggression points, so whenever it goes to a judge's decision, he can get those points and try to win the match. But so far, I would say in the damage category, I don't know who I'd give that one to. I know the main weapon's missing off of Storm's bot, but Storm is still able to use those hammers, still able to fight effectively. There's less than 10 seconds here in the match. I think this one's going to go to a judge's decision as 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's going to go to the judges. Let's see what they have to say. And after a lengthy discussion, the judges have decided that November Rain has won Game 1 by a score of 22-25. And we're back here for Game 2 between Storm and November Rain after that judge's decision took quite a long while to sort out. It ended up being really close, 22-25, with the main difference being the amount of aggression that November Rain was able to show throughout the fight. That's what the judges said, at least. You know, they could be lying to me, but I got the numbers. You know, they said it, so Storm was not happy after the fight, but there's not much he can do about it. All he can do is just try to drive his bot better here in Game 2 as he gets a hammer ripped off of him, sent to the middle of the arena towards the box, but it wouldn't have counted anyways as 30 seconds hadn't passed yet in the fight. We're nearing that 30 seconds now, and ring-outs are now allowed for both of these bots. Now they got to be a lot more careful as November Rain has continued his aggression from the last match, just going after Storm, chasing him around the arena, giving no room to breathe, but luckily here, Storm is able to bounce away and get himself a chance to try to recuperate and get himself back into this fight, as he's been on the back foot the entire time so far, and he's taken the majority of the damage as we near 2 minutes left in the fight. So once again, Storm, you can tell, I think you can see it. He is a rookie in RBCS, and you can tell his driving is not quite as polished as Man, who's been doing this for a long time, was in RBCS Season 4, and also has been one of the hosts of the MBIT tournament. Hell, the M in MBIT stands for Man. So he's been around the BattleBot scene for a long time, and you're able to see it with how dominantly he's been able to drive so far in this series, not giving Storm any room to move, and Man's just driven his BattleBot to perfection so far. But he finds himself up 1-0. You know, his team's doing good so far in RBCS. All he has to do is make sure he doesn't make any stupid mistakes, and he keeps driving the way he's driving, and he should win this game. As Storm goes up in the air, almost out of the arena, and he's going towards the ballast spinner, and it sends him across the arena again as he remains off his wheels. He's been off his wheels a lot in this match, been on his back a lot. Luckily, he does have those hammers to self-right, but it has not helped him much as he's on the ballast spinner again, gets flung across the arena. He's up in the air, and he's almost out of the arena again. He is living on the edge right now as there's only 1 minute left in the fight. I don't know how Aiden is driving this thing, but Storm is not out of the arena yet. The fight will continue, and if I'm November Rain, I don't know what to expect from this guy. He's just kind of flopping around like a fish. The judges are saying it's controlled movement. I haven't heard a countdown yet, but this is a very interesting fight, to say the least, with Storm just kind of flopping around the arena, not having much control. If it goes to a judge's decision again, I don't think it'll be nearly as long of a discussion, because I think November Rain has really dominated this fight so far. But, oh, what is this? Oh, they're glitching inside each other. He's in the box! November Rain's in the box! Aiden wins the fight! Storm is the winner! They tie it 1 apiece in the series off of one of the weirdest hits I've ever seen in RBCS. And we're back here for Game 3 at the RBCS Arena, tied 1 apiece here. Storm, of course, being the 18th seed in this tournament, is trying to pull off a major upset here over the number 5 seeded November Rain, who is also a team captain. He got himself a lucky hit last game. Let's see if he can build momentum off of that as he fires his weapon, and pretty decent hammer hit, but he kind of gets flipped on his side again and is a little bit discombobulated here. And this should give an opportunity here for Man to drive his bot close as they both go weapon to weapon and get themselves a little bit of space. But they're charging back in again as Aiden's bot Storm is on its back and kind of just flying in the air again. Every single time he gets flipped over, he's trying to use his hammer to self-right, and it's causing him to get a lot of airtime and a lot of uncontrolled movement. It worked out because he got a lucky hit last match, but I don't think that's sustainable as he goes flying again, and I think he went up the ballast spinner that time, but he's able to land back on his wheels, and Storm goes back in for another charging blow, but he takes the brunt of the impact once again, and he's just having issues. I mean, he's just going head to head. He can't get around the horizontal spinner of November Rain, as November Rain is trying to initiate most of the conflict, and whenever Storm tries to do it, he just always misses. I mean, he's always going into that weapon, which is something you cannot do. November Rain, probably the most powerful horizontal we've ever had in RBCS, as Storm almost goes into the box. That would have counted. And he's lucky he's not in that box right now, because he is just uncontrollably flying around this arena every single hit as he goes back behind our cameraman there, bouncing towards the wall. This is not a good place to be, but he's able to free himself and move himself back behind Man. Had an opportunity there, but great driving for Man. Keeps his bot safe, and November Rain's able to get back on the attack, getting his weapon engaged and chucking Storm into the corner again, trying to get him pinned here, but using that hammer, he's able to bounce himself out. This is not controlled movement, but the judges aren't ruling it as he bounces towards the wall again. He's up, he's on the arena wall, and he is out of the arena, and the hammer is his undoing as November Rain takes Game 3. Well, after a self-destruction from Storm, he finds himself down 2-1 in the series coming into Game 4 as there's the bell, and we are off. If he loses this one, he'll head down to the loser's bracket to face an unnamed opponent. We don't know yet, because we're not far enough in this tournament yet. But we've had a good match so far. It's a back-and-forth action. Not a lot of damage being done either side. Oh my god, November Rain goes into the ballast spinner. He's lucky he survived. He's on the edge of the box, and he's able to drive himself off of it and continue the fight. That was a really, really good driving decision there from Storm 4 as he hits November Rain right into the ballast spinner, and that could have really done some damage to him or glitched something out on his Battlebot, but he seems to be okay as he's able to get right back into the fight, and he has ripped one of the side hammers, I think both side hammers, off of Storm's Battlebot. So it is an early advantage here for November Rain, even though he made a small driving error to start this matchup. 30 seconds have passed in the match quite a while ago, so ringouts will basically, I mean, I think that's the only way we're going to see an end of this series. Both bots have not been able to do a lot of damage, as Storm almost goes up and out, and he's up on the arena, gets stuck on the RBCS sign, but he's able to get back in, back on his wheels, but I think he's having a little bit of an issue with his weapon. Every time he seems to spin it, his bot starts flipping out, so he's going to power down his weapon here, and only power it up to deliver hits like that one on November Rain. But November Rain has just been able to get control of this fight. He showed great aggression throughout, and has consistently stayed on top of him, as he's able to get back on his wheels, show control, and I think that's what November Rain is. He goes towards the box! He's up in the air! and he's able to stay out of the box. But November Rain going in with an opportunity with the wheels exposed, trying to bully him into the corner, take off those wheels. He was unable to do so, and Storm is able to escape. But November Rain being driven expertly by Man as those hammers actually get on top of him there and do a little bit of damage to the top armor. And I don't know how intact the Self-Rider is. As Storm back in the air again, I saw another big chunk come out of his Battlebot, and I see some of his wheels on the floor. So he's taking damage. Both sides actually taking a little bit more damage than we've seen in the first 3 matches of this series. As he tries to fire the hammer again, which seems to be the only way for him to do any type of damage. He's able to land it, but the armor stays strong on November Rain as he's thrown back into the corner off the wall. And let's see if November Rain can finish this fight here with 50 seconds left and his opponent in a bad spot. But that's one of the things. I know he's been uncontrollable, but him firing those hammers have allowed him to get out of a lot of sticky situations. But he's not able to move very well right now as we're nearing in on the 30-second mark here in the match. As Storm is going to have to try to pull something out of his hat here, as he will most certainly lose a judge's decision if it goes the distance. November Rain here with another opportunity, flying in, doing more damage. I see another block, a big chunk of the armor falling off. I believe that's from the front right side of Storm's Battlebot as he goes back towards the corner. And November Rain wanting to finish this up here. 15 seconds left in the match. This could come down to the very, very end of it here. But I think judge's decision, it's going to go to November Rain as he goes back in looking to get that final wheel out. I can see it. It's exposed on the backside. And he gets the wheel out right before the buzzer, and he's going to win on a TKO. November Rain will advance to the next round, and he proves once again why he's one of the best drivers and best BattleBots in this tournament. Congratulations.